Now to one of the most dramatic innings ever seen in cricket. Ben Stokes inspired England to an astonishing comeback on a day when Australia really should have retained the Ashes. He smacked 135 runs to win the third test at Headingley by a single wicket. Australia's captain Tim Paine said simply, "He was too good for us." Our sports editor Nick Powell reports.
On a nerve-shredding afternoon, one of the great sporting comebacks.
Some breaking news to bring you now, and Scottish Fire and Rescue say that more than 80 firefighters are in attendance at a large blaze which has taken hold within Woodmill High School in Dunfermline in Fife. Crews are working to contain and extinguish the flames. We'll bring you more on that story when we get it. Well, this is Sky News. Coming up, we'll bring you the latest from the G7 summit as the Prime Minister warns EU leaders that Britain won't pay the £39 billion divorce bill if there's no deal. Officers investigating the abduction of two women have located a man in connection with the incident. Police in Cheshire say a man has been secured by officers in a rural area of Congleton and is currently talking to trained negotiators. The man is believed to be Joseph McCann, who is wanted by the Metropolitan Police for abduction and rape of three women. Our North of England correspondent Tom Parminter is in Cheshire and joins us live. Tom, what's the latest?
Well, we're on a new housing development on the northern fringe of Congleton.
Well, some breaking news reaching us here in the last hour. Hamas TV and an official have told the Reuters news agency that a ceasefire agreement has been reached with Israel to end the recent surge of violence in the Gaza Strip and southern Israel. Reuters has quoted a Palestinian official who has told the news agency that a ceasefire came into effect at around 4:30 a.m. local time. At least 4 Israelis and 22 Palestinians died in the strikes over the weekend. Among them were a mother and her baby. The United Nations, which has been trying to broker a long-term ceasefire, has called for an end to the fighting. And a short time ago, the US President Donald Trump tweeted to say, "Once again, Israel faces a barrage of deadly rocket attacks by terrorist groups Hamas and Islamic Jihad. We support Israel 100% in its defence of its citizens. To the Gazan people, these terrorist acts against Israel will bring you nothing but more misery. End the violence and work towards peace. It can happen." Well, we will, of course, bring you more on this when we get it. Thailand's newly crowned king has made his first public appearance in his new job. The 66-year-old was paraded through the streets of Bangkok on a golden platform as tens of thousands of people lined the route, many of them wearing the colour yellow. It's traditionally associated with the Thai monarchy. Our Southeast Asia correspondent Siobhan Robbins was in Bangkok for the procession and sent this report. The UK's new Home Secretary has signalled that he intends to challenge Prime Minister Theresa May's hostile environment policy on immigration in light of the Windrush scandal. Sajid Javid also said he would review the cap on visas for skilled workers, which is affecting the recruitment of doctors from outside the EU. But the move is likely to set him on a collision course with the Prime Minister, as our political correspondent Tom Rayner reports. Good morning. Sky News has witnessed firsthand the frantic efforts to defend the Libyan capital Tripoli as it comes under attack from a warlord once loyal to former dictator Colonel Gaddafi. A ragtag coalition of militia is trying to repel the forces of the Libyan National Army, who are now within 15 kilometres of the city centre. The two rival seats of power are battling for control of Libya. The internationally recognised government holds power in Tripoli and surrounding areas, but it's being challenged by the forces of General Khalifa Haftar, based in Al-Baida, who commands the majority of the country. More than 120 people have been killed and thousands forced to flee their homes as the battle reached the city of Ain Zara on the outskirts of the capital. Sky's special correspondent Alex Crawford is there with cameraman Kevin Shepherd and producer Kenny Stewart, and they sent this report. Well, let's take a look now at the stories making headlines around the world. The Gulf News out of Dubai reports on the 570 people stranded in the UAE's mountainous region after torrential floods pounded the country over the weekend. Emergency teams received thousands of calls for help. At least 170 people were airlifted to safety. This is Sky World News. Coming up, away from the Premier League title race, Lewis Hamilton reigns in Spain.